Happy New Year, everyone. Wow, first day back in 2020, and I'd love to tell you that my kid's going back to school. I was sad and it was tough, and the reality is work is easy for me. Being a dad, I work my butt off on it, and hopefully 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, I find out that I did a pretty good job. Until then, I'm just showing up and doing the best that I can. And even though sometimes it feels like I'm falling short. So the topic, sex and taxes. Get uncomfortable. Right now, I feel that a lot of people are, and my mom just jumps on and I'm talking about sex. Yes. Hi, Mom. We haven't talked for like a week. I'm going, anyways, squirrel, talk about changing the mood. Sex and taxes. Right now, I feel everybody's excited about the first of the year. And I remember back when I was a gym rat and back when I was playing hockey, I mean, there was rarely a day that I missed going to the gym that it was my workout because I was small. And if I missed a day at the gym, I mean, there was big consequences. And I knew every first of the year, I would have to change up my normal routine because everybody came out of the woodwork going to the gym. And I knew for about 2 weeks I had to change my routine. So in the coaching world, it's really no different. Right now, everybody's out there selling. Everybody's looking to do it. And I've just made a vow that I'm not going to sell for the first couple of weeks because everybody's doing it. So let's talk about sex and taxes. Here's my hallucination. If you haven't paid your taxes, your life is not very much fun. You feel that constant pressure. And if you're not having the sex that you want, it's probably not going as well as you would like either. At the end of the day, we're pretty basic human beings. And here's what I'd like for you to do. Going into the new year, I'd like you to be more honest with yourself. And even if you don't necessarily like the honesty, I'd like you to be honest with what your reality is. And I'd like to push on some pain points. If you aren't having the amount of sex that you'd want, it's impacting your business. And people don't give it enough weight yet. I coach enough people where when that's off, it affects everything else at a much deeper level than what people think or give it credit to. So I'm going to ask you to have some real honest conversations with yourself. And I'm not just talking about glorified masturbation or anything like that. And this is where everything gets weird. And people are like, well, Hank, I can't believe you just talked about it. Here's the thing is, I'm willing to have conversations around the reality and make people feel a little bit uncomfortable. Why? Because it's the reality. So taxes. If you're behind on your taxes and you aren't paying 50% of every dollar that you make, you're probably behind on your retirement too. So here's the formula. Start paying 50 cents of every dollar that you make to the IRS until they tell you to stop sending them money. Well, Hank, how would I live? Some of you are living so far out of your means. We make way less than we think. And through December, you spent way more than you'd like to admit. How do I know that? Because on my membership, I know every December we're going to see a disproportionate amount of like cancellations because as if $96 is going to change the situation that you're in. Now, again, if you're watching this and you cancel, don't think you're that special where I'm talking about specifically you. Yet oftentimes what we're trying to do is we're trying to throw ibuprofen at a back that's broken. See, what I want you to do is I want you to get real and diagnose the problem and stop trying to fix things with ibuprofen. If your back's broken, stop throwing ibuprofen at it, fix it. So what I'm going to ask that you do is have real honest conversations. If your sex life is broken, fix it. If your finances is broken, fix it. And stop trying to throw a little Band-Aid at it. Whatever you're doing today, if you're still doing it in October, meaning that's going to fix whatever you didn't do in 2019. I can tell who didn't do shit in 2019 because, hey, it's the new year. I'm going to get after it. The one reason you didn't hear me talk about business planning, because when do we stop business planning? When do we stop doing, looking at our business, stop adjusting things? And when you're consistent, there's not a whole lot of 2020 planning going on because we've been planning the whole time. Think about throwing something out there. I've been throwing around in my schedule if I could do 6 free coaching calls a week. So when I add that up, that's 300 free coaching calls, and we are going to investigate your math. And it'll go something like this. Are you on time with your taxes? No. Do you have a written budget? No. Do you know your expenses? No. I'm going to push on pain points and I'm going to give you awareness. And the reality is I can ask you the questions, and probably by asking you the questions, figure out where you're going and what's going to happen. Reality is I've got this keen sense of being able to ask people questions that make them feel uncomfortable because I'm willing to ask those questions. I want you to win in the next 5 to 10 years. Most of us are trying to solve a problem that's taken us 5 to 10 years to get there in the first week of January. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a deep breath, be consistent, address whatever it is that's really going on, be 100% honest with yourself without shame. Guess what? We're all messed up. We all have challenges. We all have things that we're working through. You're not that freaking special. So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to address anything that's not happy in your life and do something about it. Fix it. And it first starts with being honest with yourself. So here's where I'm at. If you're interested in a free coaching call, let me know. I'm honestly booked 2 weeks out right now for even a single phone call. And I'm looking at carving out some times in my schedule because I believe a 30-minute call, and again, I don't have anything to sell you. I believe that a 30-minute call, I might be able to push on some pain points and help you get with the right person that can help you have a different 2021, a different 2025. Because I look at where Sarah and I were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and where we're at now. It all started because 10 years ago, I made a choice to have something different, and it's a journey. So anyways, do me a favor, fix everything at home. Sarah and I went to a bunch of counseling, talked about sex a lot. We talked about a budget a lot. We talked about like uncomfortable things. We didn't have to be right. We chose to be happy. And anyways, I want to see you win in 2020. I'm excited about the new year. Took a lot of time off. I let the dust settle on the snow globe, as my friend Wayne Salmon says. And if you want transformation in 2020, find proximity to me, will you? I'm going to be giving away more and more. Work with Glenn Sanford right now. I'm thinking about giving away all of 36 to Life because information without implementation is just stupid. And the reality is information is free out there. So I'm truly thinking about just giving away 36 to Life. Peter Weller, miss you, brother. All right, I get to run. I get to go fix a sink, and I also get to go fix a toilet because we have someone that's still learning how not to use a whole roll of toilet paper, and that's my life right now. Goodbye. Happy 2020, everyone. Thanks, Mom, for being on this video. Always comfortable talking about sex with your mom right there. Goodbye. Oh.